Hey, everybody. I was I was just sitting up here. First, let me get this out the way. First, I want to welcome you to the Inspiration in 30. My name is Gloria Ward. I am super happy that you are here. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:30 a.m. Um I am going to get more consistent with this now that everything has slowed down and I had that opportunity. So I am very happy and grateful for that. Um, I do the inspiration in 30 because I want you to be able to go ahead and start your day with something positive. Most of us wake up sometimes and we are in a certain mood. We on social media looking at stuff and seeing what happened the previous day. Well, if you come across some inspiration, this is something that will kind of guide you. And that's the reason why I do these things, just to keep you pepped up. So I'm so glad that you came. And what I want to talk about is the obstacle in the way becomes the way, which means the things that you consider to be hard or the things that you consider to be real obstacles is probably the way you need to go in order to achieve the goals you want to achieve or get through what you want to get through. And before I came on, I was just looking, at the different websites and everything, because now the kids go back to school. Hey, Kim, now the kids go back to school. And it's like, you got to worry about COVID. You got to worry about monkeypox. So I said, okay, it's their first day back to school, at least, everybody in the metro area here in Atlanta, right? And I go to the CDC website because they say, go ahead and wear your mask. And I'm like, okay, if the kids are going back to school and they wearing a mask and they're afraid of monkeypox and monkeypox is skin to skin contact, well, what about the rest of the body? Which are going to put the little kids in little moon suits like the Jetsons and let them walk around school all day, right? Where it's sometimes like people just need to read and get educated on that stuff. When I was little, it was smallpox, chicken pox, all that stuff. You get the chicken pox, you scratching all day, you doing all this stuff, but then they give you at least back in the day they give you that little white little medicine you put on your body. You stay out for like a week or so, your face looks terrible, but then it clears up and then the virus is gone, right? And so, when I went on, hey, booby, when I went on the CDC, y'all, they got so many damn diseases. You be sitting up there like, shoot, you just want to stay at home, right? Ice cream disease, West Nile, monkeypox, COVID, this, that. You like, damn, what can you actually do, right? The way that society and the world tries to scare you into really stopping your life and really putting brakes on things, it is just so crazy how the media tries to, just block everything. That's why I always tell you, always live your life. You know what's going on, but you make good decisions for yourself as to how you live. You educate yourself, but you also know that nobody can actually stop you from living your life. If you listen to what society tells you, if you listen to everything that is going on, you will definitely be one of these people that are so afraid to go outside, so afraid to interact with people, so afraid to do all this stuff where really all you got to do is just be mindful and understand where you are at this time, right? So I thought that was just so funny because now, you don't die from monkeypox. You don't do none of that. You just, get the virus. And then again, they always do that, right? Right now, it's a gay person's disease. Next thing you know, it's going to be a gay person's virus. Excuse me. Next thing you know, it's going to be all the black people got it. And then the next thing you know, it's going to be something with the kids. It's just a domino effect, you know. But anyway, we got through back to school, which I wanted to let you guys know. You saw the pictures, it went very well. Thank you so much for all of the likes and the supports. We gave away 4 Chromebooks, as you saw. We gave away a whole bunch of headphones. We gave away some notebook paper and everything. The kids were ecstatic and very happy. The people who we called right after, because I did not know, the parents come in, they see they see the teachers and all that stuff, and then they leave. They don't hang out and none of that. They like, can you call me if I win? And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll call you. So, they put all they damn kids in for the drawing, right? And I'm like, it's only, whoever's in elementary school. And one lady, she had 5 kids. She like they all in she like they all in this school. So I'm gonna put each and every one of their names. So we had a ball. And as soon as it was over, we did the raffle. We called all the people. They came back to get their computers. So those kids, starting today, y'all, they have their own Chromebook that they are using for school to do their schoolwork. So I was very happy and proud and excited about that. So, um, so yeah, so that was that. So let's get into it. The obstacle. The obstacle in the way becomes the way. Now, what does that mean? A lot of us try not to uh, go through a lot of things in our life because we believe that it's very difficult. We believe that we want to be able to be as comfortable as possible, not struggle through anything, and get the things that we want. And because we want that ease, we feel like we deserve to have what we want without any difficulty. And what I'm here to tell you is the thing that bothers you the most, the obstacle that you have to face the most, is what you need to go through in order for you to get to the other side, right? You know how they say in church, the other side of your pain is your victory? How do they say that? Your victory is on the other side of your pain? Something like that. I don't know, but you get it, right? Where I was sitting here, I was doing my fast, right? And so Friday, I was so disgruntled because I was like, okay, I got one more day because I had to get through, right? The Friday, right? In order to be able to say I did it, which I did, honestly, y'all, which I did. And you talk about somebody pacing back and forth and going through the motions, right? So I get through that. I'm excited. I'm happy. I made it through. So Saturday comes and I'm like, I could eat what I want. I could do this. Now I had my whole time planned, right? I was going to get up in the morning. I was going to go to my favorite cafe, order me some egg, an omelet, some pancakes, all this stuff, right? But when I woke up, I wasn't even hungry. And then when I woke up, I didn't really feel like having that kind of meal because my stomach felt good. Everything was great. And I'm up there like, see, this is what happens. I'm going to wait till like 1 or 2 o'clock when I'm actually, like really hungry. And then I'm going to go eat what I want. So I waited. I waited till like, 12:30. I went to uh, the place that I like. And my ass was like, well, let me just get like a salad and all this stuff. And I couldn't even finish all my food. So I'm saying to myself, I'm like, okay, what in the world is going on here? Right? What in the world is going on here? Did I learn a lesson or not? Right? And to me, at least for now, I believe I did. Because I'm like, now I still have my cravings for the food that I want. But as of right now, it is not that bad. Where as long as I can eat, I'm fine. Remember, I was just doing like liquids and shakes and stuff, and I was pissed off, right? but when I got that salad in my body or anything like that, I was cool. I was fine. So I'm saying to myself, this is what it feels like when you go through something and it's a really big obstacle for you. And when you go through it and you get to the other side, you always say, well, you know what? That wasn't that bad. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad, right? And what I want you to do is I want you to think about that obstacle you know you have to go through in your life. Those things that you know you just need to change, right? That it is just time. You done waited long enough. You done put up with it long enough. You done did it long enough. And you saying to yourself, you know what? I got to be able to do something different because what I'm doing right now is not working. What I'm here to tell you is going through that obstacle is what needs to happen in order for you to get what it is that you want. And we don't want to do it because we know it's going to shift and change things in our life. We know that it's going to upset some people. And we also know, number one, that it's going to change a lot of relationships, right? But the number one thing that I keep telling you guys is that this thing is about you. This thing is about you. It's not about anybody else. How long are you going to wait to have what you want, to have peace, to come into your house and just be cool? How long are you going to wait? Stop putting up with these situations only because you carrying around this guilt, this shame, this thing of you trying to hold on and do right. The obstacle is you got to be able to let that thing go and go walk your own journey. Yes, it's scary. But Gloria, if I do that, I don't know what's going to happen. You don't. You don't. I don't want anything to happen. You can't help that. Well, if I just stay the same, then I know what I'm dealing with. It's like, what they say too. I know the devil I know, something like that, right? But you would rather stay in this mediocre, upset, angry, docile state because you don't want to go through what you need to go through to get to the other side to get what you want. You don't know what's going to happen. You're only imagining what you think is going to happen. You only telling yourself a story that you cannot do it. You are only going through the motions because you are afraid. I can't tell you to stop being afraid because it is fearful. It is scary. The only thing that I can tell you is that every day you take a step, the closer you get to that peace, that happiness, and that joy that you've been looking for. Every day that you make a move, it is moving you closer to what it is that you want. I said to myself, when I was in the middle of breaking up with my husband, it was so scary, y'all. Like, I don't know if any of you been through a divorce or not, or just a breakup, right? Being able to go from being with someone every day for years and years and years to actually being on your own, it is a different feeling and it's scary because look at where I came from. I came from uh, 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 brothers and sisters, right? There were six of us and my grandmother. We all in the same house. We always had somebody who, excuse me, who was coming over, right? Uncles, aunts, everybody, right? My uncle is on right now, right? We always had somebody in and out the house. It was always some stimulation going on, right? I moved from that for 17 years to going to college where I'm in a dorm full of ladies where people are coming and going and you're going to see friends and you're doing all this stuff, right? I moved from that to moving into my own apartment with roommates, right? Where we coming and going and always around people, to getting married, being with someone, still coming and going and family coming over and everyone, to me and two dogs. You get what I'm saying? The transition in that is so scary, so lonely, so like you don't I wasn't even sure what was going on because I never felt the feeling of literally being by myself. Never in my whole entire life. In my whole entire life, right? Now I have friends and I had, people. That's why I was hanging out so much, right? I had friends. I was doing all this kind of stuff. I mean, I was going out every day, right? But it was the whole thing of could I actually go through this thing of one, a heartbreak, and then two, of being alone. And for 8 years, I could not do it. For 8 years, I could not do it because I didn't know how, one. And then two, it was a bit scary because what do you do? Right? How do I start? And then it got to the point where I was forced to because my life was getting so out of control, where it was like, Glow, you either need to make this thing happen and let your heart break and go through all of this just to get to the other side so you can be done with this. And I was like, well, what does that feel like? Because I've never been in this situation before. And it was like, go ahead and stay in the house. Go ahead and sit here and see if you can start to reflect on everything that happened. And when I did that, it was tears, it was anger, it was so much stuff that was coming up. It was text messages, right? It was everything. Because what I discovered was I was angry. What I discovered was is I was heartbroken. But I knew that I was better than that. And I knew that I deserved more than that, but I just didn't know what to do. I was trying to avoid it where my power was going through it. You get what I'm saying? Because avoiding it was getting me in jail, was getting me caught out there with all kinds of things, right? Because I didn't want to face it. I didn't want to say that I was a person who could not keep my marriage together. I didn't want to say that I was a person that was actually failing in my career and everything that I was doing. I didn't want to say that. It was very hard. But once I started to walk through that process, and I had help, I had help. I will say that. When but my help was forced. Remember, my help was forced because I had to go to alcohol and drug treatment. So my help was forced, right? I will not suggest you go through what I go through in order to get to where you need to be, but the obstacle is the way, right? A obstacle becomes the way, right? My head was so hard, I had to go through other things, right? But when I went through that, slowly but surely, I learned how to let my heart break. Slowly but surely, I learned how to purge myself from all of the things that kept me stuck right where I was. Slowly but surely, I started to wake up as to the people who I had around me, right? And it's so crazy, y'all. I used to have two cell phones because this was my real one, right? With my little doggy on it. This is my real one. But I also had another phone that was for my other name and everything. Like, I'll tell you that story later, right? I had an other name and everything. And in that phone was all the people I knew I shouldn't be hanging out with, but I did, I did. And so when I started to go through this journey and just go through stuff, I let the phone service get cut off and I let the phone just go. So all them people that I used to hang out with and talk to on a weekly basis, sometimes daily basis, I dropped them all. And they probably calling me all kinds of names. They probably figured out who I was by now and caught a couple of videos online and know my real name and everything, right? But I was hiding because I didn't want to go through the obstacle. And I played the role very well. But what I got to tell you is eventually it catches up with you. You know why? Because it's eating at you each and every day. It's just chipping a little piece of you each and every day. I didn't like the job that I was at. I told you guys that. I was getting bored with the people that I was hanging around. I dropped them, right? I was upset with myself because I just could not understand why I was in the position that I was in. I blamed everybody else. It's their fault that I'm here, where I couldn't see my own shit. But as I started to walk through the obstacle, ladies, right? Once I started walking through it, I figured out all the stuff that I was doing to cause all the stuff that I was in. Because I was holding all that in, I was showing out. I had a don't give a F attitude. I don't care. This ain't gonna happen to me again. Nobody's gonna control me. Ego just all over the place, right? And I did all that because I didn't want to go, I didn't want to say I was hurt. Who says that? I didn't want to say that I was sad, that I was lonely, that I know that I can do better and be better. That I know that I got a master's degree, y'all, in computer science, but I was at a job that was paying me probably 25 or $30,000 a year, maybe less than that, doing something I knew I should not have been doing. All because I didn't want to walk through. I didn't want nobody to know in my profession that I was failing. But guess what happened? The moment that I looked in that mirror, saw how much weight I gained, saw how much stress was on me, when I looked at all them bills that I had, legal fees to keep my ass out of jail, when I looked at my life, period, I just asked myself, is it all worth it? Is what you doing now moving you closer or away from who you know you are, Gloria? Is the stuff that you avoiding the thing that you have to face to get to the other side of where you're trying to go? Because deep down inside, y'all, we know we can do better. We know we can have that peace and everything. But it comes with heartbreak. It comes with letting go. It comes with forgiving. It comes with, being able to really just move move in a different direction in your life, and you asking yourself, am I ready for that? And the answer comes when you are tired of getting sick and tired. And when I was tired of being sick and tired and I went through that, and me and my ex-husband went through what we went through, and we was able to be friends, and I quit that damn job, and I believed in myself to go ahead and become an entrepreneur again, and I faced my fears with how much debt I was in, and what I needed to do to get out. It wasn't easy, but I started to find myself again. I started this project. I started to see what was in me. I started to soar. And no, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm damn sure happy. And know that I'm not what I used to be. The obstacles that we face, the ones that we know we need to go through, not the ones we cause that's impeding on someone else. Let me be clear. Not the ones that we cause where now we impeding on someone else, and we got a lot of stuff going on because we made a bad decision. I'm not talking about those obstacles. That comes from bad decisions. The one that you know that is eating at you every day, where you sit up there and say to yourself, whew, the only way that I know that I'm going to be happy is if I go. That's the only way, because I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I don't have any money. I will have to work twice as hard. I will have to figure it out. But I know if I don't, I'm not going to make it here. I know that I need to go ahead and let this person go. I know it. Be it my man, my mama or my child. And I'm afraid because I don't want nobody to say anything about me. I don't want them to think that I don't love them. I don't want to feel guilty because of what happened 30 years ago, 20 years ago. You got to go through it. You got to be able to sit up there and say, you know what? It stops right here. I'm going to make this change for myself. And if I can't do that, then I don't know where I'm going to be. You got to remember this, and I'm going to let you go. Every day that you wake up, you already know, but I'm reminding you, it's a blessing. Why do you keep wasting it on things that you know you can change so that you can be happy or have peace? Why do you keep wasting the days? Because eventually they're going to run out. Eventually. We have expiration dates. We just don't know them. Why would we waste time living how we don't want to live, doing the things we don't want to do, staying in situations we know is not good for us, fighting people that we know we shouldn't be fighting? Why? Because we are shame, we feel guilty, we afraid. Most of that stuff you made up. You thinking what you think they thinking. I don't want to do this because I don't want them to think that I'm this. That's your thoughts. That's what you thinking. That's what you thinking. If you go through the obstacle, I promise you will reap so many rewards on the other side, and you will feel much better about your life. Okay? So don't be afraid to go through it. And I know that's hard to say. I know that's hard to say. So I'll just ask you, if you are afraid, do it anyway. Just do it anyway. Okay? I gotta go. I'll see you on Wednesday.